Hello, everyone. Welcome to Talk Talk Speak podcast. Today we're off on a virtual adventure heading down to Kagoshima.
Ah, Kagoshima, that really vibrant city at the southern tip of Kyushu.
Exactly. You know, they often call it the Naples of the East. And after digging into our sources, I kind of see why.
Yeah, you've got that comparison, haven't you? The warm climate, the bay.
Right, that lovely warm weather, the sea breeze, and this absolutely stunning view of the Sakurajima volcano. It's just, wow.
It really is impressive. But it's more than just a pretty picture, isn't it? And what
Yeah.
really struck me from the research is the sheer, variety.
Oh, definitely.
And you've got the volcano, obviously, that's a huge draw.
Yeah.
But then there's this deep samurai history.
Ah.
This was the center of the Satsuma domain for ages.
Yenshurs, yeah. Powerful place.
And the food, this unique black food culture. Black pork, black vinegar.
We'll definitely get into that later. Gurabuta pork. Sounds amazing.
And then there's the nature itself. Beyond the volcano, you've got remote islands, tons of hot springs or onsen. Seems like it ticks a lot of boxes.
It really does. So geographically, Kagoshima Prefecture is right there at the bottom of Kyushu, sort of hugging Kagoshima Bay.
Kinko Bay, sometimes called that too.
Right, Kinko Bay. And Sakurajima is just there. You can't miss it, sitting right in the bay. The climate is subtropical, lots of sun, really fertile land, thanks to the volcano.
And that Naples of the East nickname makes perfect sense then. Beautiful bay, iconic volcano, pleasant climate.
A bit like Vesuvius overlooking Naples. Yeah, it has that kind of feel.
But Sakurajima isn't just scenery, is it? It's an active part of life there.
Totally. Our guides point out how it shapes everything. That volcanic ash, for example, makes the soil really rich.
Good for certain crops, right? Maybe not rice so much.
Exactly. Apparently, it's a bit too porous for rice paddies, but amazing for sweet potato satsuma imo.
Ah, and that leads directly to the famous sweet potato shochu, the imojochu.
You got it. It all connects. Plus, all that geothermal heat means fantastic natural hot springs everywhere.
And the occasional ash fall is just normal part of the routine.
Seems like it. Our sources mention it fosters this really resilient lifestyle. People just adapt. It's quite something.
A really interesting way to coexist with nature's power. Okay, so if you're planning a trip, where do you absolutely have to go? What are the must-sees?
Right. Let's dive into the attractions. And we absolutely have to start with the big one, Sakurajima itself.
The star of the show, that active volcano right in the bay.
And get this, it's so accessible. You just hop on a ferry from Kagoshima City. It takes, 15 minutes?
Just 15 minutes. That's incredible. You're right there, feeling the presence of this active volcano.
Up close and personal. And our materials mention these lava trails you can actually walk on.
Wow, so you can see the results of past eruptions right under your feet.
Yeah. And here observatory sounds like the key viewpoint. You get the crater views on one side, city views on the other.
That sounds like a must-do. See the power and the civilization it overlooks.
And remember that volcanic soil, it leads to some unique local products.
Like those giant radishes.
Exactly. The Sakurajima daikon radish, apparently they hold world records for size. It's wild.
That's amazing. Born from volcanic soil.
And they even use the ash in pottery Sakurajima ware, turning a potential nuisance into something useful and artistic.
Very resourceful. And that ferry runs 24 hours, right?
Yeah. Imagine crossing at night, seeing the volcano's silhouette grow larger. Or catching a sunrise over the bay.
That sounds pretty magical. And there's a bus tour on the island, too, for exploring.
Yep, a sightseeing bus option if you prefer a guided look. Makes it easy to hit the main spots.
And Unohira Observatory, that's the closest you can normally get to the South-Right crater.
That's what our notes say. You can apparently even feel the heat sometimes. And the views, rugged volcano, calm bay, distant city must be spectacular.
Panoramic, for sure.
Oh.
And the hidden hearts.
Oh, yeah. That's a fun little detail. 7 hidden heart-shaped stones in the observatory's wall. Like a little scavenger hunt with an epic backdrop.
Yeah, it's a bit of whimsy. And then there's relaxation, that foot bath.
Right. The Sakurajima Lava Nagisa Park foot bath. It's like 100 meters long.
So you can soak your feet in natural volcanic hot spring water while looking out at the ocean. Yes, please.
Sounds like pure bliss after walking those lava trails. Nature's spa day.
Definitely. And the tiny oranges.
Ah, the Sakurajima Kombakan, world's smallest mandarin orange, supposedly. That's super sweet. It's those little local gems that make a place special.
Totally agree. And the point about Sakurajima being part of daily life really stands out.
Yeah, the ash being normal, students may be wearing helmets sometimes for falling rocks.
It paints a vivid picture of people living in harmony, or at least an understanding, with this powerful natural force.
Right.
Really remarkable resilience.
Okay, moving on from the volcano's raw power to something more. Elegant. Let's talk about Sengan-en.
Ah, the Shimadzu clan's villa, built way back in 1658.
So much history packed into one place. The Shimadzu family ruled the Satsuma region for, like, 700 years.
And the garden itself is famous for its borrowed scenery, isn't it? The shakai.
Yes, that's the genius part. They use the distant Sakurajima as if it were a rock in their garden, and Kagoshima Bay as the pond.
It makes the garden feel enormous, blending right into the landscape. So clever.
It sounds breathtaking. And they've kept the old buildings in great shape, the Lord's house, the guest areas. You can really step back in time.
Plus, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Not just the garden, but the surrounding area, too.
Right, as part of the sites of Japan's Meiji Industrial Revolution, which is fascinating.
It shows how this place was crucial for Japan's modernization. It wasn't just a beautiful retreat.
It connects that feudal past with the industrial future. You get refined Japanese garden design, but also this deep historical weight.
Our sources mention streams, lush plants, all set against that dramatic volcano and sea view. And right nearby is the Shoko Shiseikan Museum.
Which used to be one of Japan's first Western-style factories.
Exactly. Now it details the Shimadzu family's long history, 800 years, and their role in bringing modern industry to Japan: shipbuilding, textiles, glassmaking.
Wow. And the Satsuma Kiriko glass factory is still there, a living piece of that history.
Yeah, that continuity is amazing.
Yeah.
It really highlights how the Satsuma domain embraced innovation early on.
It makes sense it's tied to those historical TV dramas, too, like Atsuhime and Segadan. People love that history.
And you can take a break there in a tea house.
Yep. Our guide suggests grabbing some traditional wagashi sweets and matcha, or maybe the local jumbo mochi, while just soaking in that Sakurajima view.
Sounds like the perfect pause. So Sengan-en is really more than a garden.
Definitely. It's a symbol of the Satsuma clan's power, their openness to new ideas, and really key to understand Kagoshima's and Japan's modern history.
A must-visit for history buffs, for sure.
All right, let's shift from earthly lords to the heavens. Next up, Kirishima Jingu Shrine.
Ooh, nestled in the Kirishima Mountains, one of southern Kyushu's most important shrines, right? And ancient 6th century origins.
That's right, and it enshrines a major figure from Japanese mythology, Ninigi no Mikoto.
Grandson of the sun goddess Amaterasu. The legend says he descended to Earth right there, in Kirishima, starting the imperial line. That's foundational stuff.
It really is. And the shrine buildings themselves are stunning, bright vermilion, rebuilt in 1715 with Shimadzu funding again.
That contrast between the ornate, colorful buildings and the ancient surrounding trees must be incredible. Designated a national treasure, too.
Speaks volumes about its importance. Our notes also mention an 800-year-old sacred tree.
Wow. And the Cesar Ishi, the rocks from the national anthem.
Yeah, those small stones that grow into boulders over time. It's amazing to see something from the anthem in real life.
It just adds to that feeling of deep time and sacredness. The atmosphere is described as solemn, mysterious, tranquil.
Sounds like a really spiritual place, perfect for connecting with mythology and nature.
And the approach itself sounds impressive, that long path through old trees leading up to the striking vermilion torii gate.
Sets the mood perfectly, and the craftsmanship on the shrine buildings, the colors, the carvings must be exquisite.
There's a sweet historical anecdote, too, isn't there, about Sakamoto Ryoma.
Oh, yeah. Him and his wife Oryo visiting during Japan's first honeymoon trip, right at the end of the Edo period. Adds a touch of romance.
A lovely little story.
Yeah.
And the Kirishima area itself offers more than just the shrine.
Definitely. Volcanic mountains, loads of hot springs, the Kirishima Onsen-kyo area.
Scenic highlands like Takachiho Farm and that open-air museum blending art and nature.
So after visiting the shrine, you could easily spend more time exploring, maybe soak in an onsen.
Or try the steamed eggs and buns at the Kirishima Onsen Market. Sounds like a different but equally magnificent side of Kagoshima.
Okay, all this sightseeing has worked up my appetite. Let's talk food. Kagoshima's food scene sounds amazing.
Especially that black cuisine we mentioned earlier. It's really distinctive.
Right. So the big three are the Kagoshima black pork kurabuta.
Then the black hair Wagyu beef kurushi. Beautiful marbling.
And the black Satsuma chicken kurosatsuma dori. Supposedly has a great firm texture. My mouth is watering already.
Mine too. And it's interesting how the land shapes the food. That volcanic soil.
Bad for rice, great for sweet potatoes, Satsuma imo.
Which leads us back to the famous sweet potato shochu, imo jochu. It's a whole ecosystem of flavor.
Totally. And with resources from the mountains and the sea, you get this unique local cuisine called Satsuma ryori.
Every dish telling a story of the place. So where do we start?
Let's kick off with the star, black pork at Ajimori. It's in the Tenmunken area, apparently quite lively.
Kurobuto Ryori Ajimori. Established in 1978, a local institution, and they supposedly invented black pork shabu-shabu,
That's the claim. They specialize in the roppaku black pork.
which has those 6 white markings from the Berkshire breed lineage.
Yep. Known for being incredibly tender, sweet, and the fat is light, not greasy. Sounds perfect.
And shabu-shabu is the best way to taste it. Just letting the pork shine.
That's what our guide says. Ajimori is the place to start for Kagoshima's top ingredients. Traditional setting, popular, need reservations probably.
But elegant. And the shabu-shabu style is different there.
Yeah, instead of lots of sauces, you dip the cooked pork in. Raw egg.
Apparently it enhances the sweetness and tenderness even more. Sounds intriguing.
Definitely want to try that. But they have other options too, like fried pork cutlets, tonkatsu.
Good to have choices. So dining at Ajimori is like experiencing the whole Kagoshima black pork brand culture.
Exactly, a deep dive into deliciousness. Okay, next, something to cool down with.
Ah, yes. The famous shirokuma ice from Tenmunken Mujaki, or Shirokuma Cafe.
Perfect for a warm Kagoshima afternoon. And this place, right in the busy Tenmunken shopping street, is the originator.
Shirokuma means polar bear, right? Because it looks like one.
Yeah, it's shaved ice, but really fine, apparently. Then drizzled with their secret condensed milk and topped with colorful fruits, cherries, raisins, oranges.
All arranged to look like a cute polar bear face from above. Adorable.
Sounds so refreshing and not too sweet, which is good. Locals and tourists love it, often long queues.
A good sign. And they have different flavors, too.
Yep, chocolate, matcha, yogurt. Beyond the classic. Tenmunken is the main shopping hub, so finding Mujaki should be easy. Just look for the line.
Huh. Probably fair, too. You might hesitate to eat something so cute, though.
I know, right? But that mix of fine ice, sweet milk, and tangy fruits sounds like instant relief from the heat.
It's become a real Kagoshima icon. Represents summer, hospitality, local memories. You can even buy packaged versions, apparently.
But you gotta try the original Amujaki, right? For the full experience.
Absolutely. Okay, for something more traditional, more home style.
Our guide recommends Wakana Hanten, also near Tenmunken, for authentic Satsuma Ryori local home cooking.
This sounds great. A long-established place known for its miso oden, that stew.
Yeah, and other local specialties, like fresh kibanaga sashimi, those tiny little fish.
Often served arranged like a chrysanthemum flower with a vinegar miso sauce. Sounds delicate and flavorful.
It does. And also Satsuma aged the fried fish cakes. Crispy outside, soft inside.
Yeah. And hearty pork bone stews using local ingredients. Real comfort food.
The atmosphere is described as warm, nostalgic, like you're eating in someone's home. Very welcoming.
Perfect for experiencing real Kagoshima flavor. Traditional decor, too, maybe.
Probably.
Yeah.
And you have to pair this food with local Satsuma shochu, right?
It's pretty much essential, according to our sources. Lots of brands, try it on the rocks or with hot water or yuwari to match the rustic food.
That earthy sweetness of the sweet potato shochu would probably go really well.
Exactly. These simple-sounding dishes really showcase the local bounty, sea, and mountains, and the culinary history. A different vibe from the fancy black pork.
A more everyday taste of Kagoshima. Love it.
Okay, so we've covered the city, the volcano, the history, the food, but Kagoshima Prefecture is bigger than that, right?
Yeah, much bigger. Our materials make it clear there's tons more across the Satsuma and Osumi peninsulas and down into the southern islands.
Like heading south to Ibusuki for the sand baths.
Yes, that sounds wild. You wear yukata, lie down on the beach, and they cover you in naturally heated volcanic sand.
Like being gently cooked by the earth. Supposedly super relaxing and good for you.
Definitely unique. And for nature lovers and hikers.
Yakushima Island seems unmissable. A World Natural Heritage Site.
Home to those ancient Jomonsugi cedars thousands of years old.
And the Shiratani Unsukyo Gorge, all covered in moss. The inspiration for Princess Mononoke's forest, apparently.
Wow. That sounds truly magical, like stepping into another world.
And then even further south, Amami-Oshima. More tropical.
Totally different vibe. Emerald green coral reefs, white sand beaches, mangrove forests.
A paradise for diving, snorkeling, whale watching. Also a World Natural Heritage Site. Kagoshima's got 2 of them.
It really packs a punch, doesn't it? From volcanoes to ancient forests to tropical beaches.
And we haven't even touched much on the crafts, like Satsumiyaki pottery. Beautiful stuff, from everyday items to art pieces.
Or the shochu distilleries. You could probably spend days just touring those, learning about the process, doing tastings.
Absolutely. That shochu culture is deeply ingrained, so the diversity is just incredible.
Volcanoes, forests, hot springs, beaches, history, cities, food, glorious food. It's this rich, colorful tapestry, something for everyone to explore.
So just to wrap up our deep dive into Kagoshima, we've journeyed from Sakurajima's power to Sengan-en's elegance.
Explored Kirishima Jingu's mythology, savored Kurobuta pork, and shirokuma ice.
Imagine relaxing in Ibusuki sand baths, wandering through Yakushima's ancient forests, and glimpsing Amami's tropical beauty.
It's really clear that Kagoshima is just a captivating, multifaceted region in southern Japan, a real gem.
There's this wonderful blend of dramatic nature and deep history, isn't there? And this unhurried lifestyle connected to the environment.
Yeah, it feels unique. So whether you're into history or you're a total foodie or you love hiking in nature or you just want to relax in an onsen,
Kagoshima seems to have you covered. It's where nature's power meets human resilience and creativity. A really engaging place.
So hopefully we've inspired you to think about Kagoshima for a future trip. Imagine feeling that bay breeze, seeing Sakurajima loom, tasting the local food.
Experiencing that southern warmth. Your own Kagoshima adventure awaits.
Thank you for joining us. See you next time.